Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it to me.
Of course, it's part of our title. Fantastic Four trailer dropped earlier this week, and going to do a little trailer react. Now, Skeeter, Kev, Ryan, have you guys... Ryan, I'm pretty sure you've seen this trailer, and I think the rest of us have too, but we're going to watch it together and do a little combo.
I watched it once, which is kind of like saving myself.
Saving yourself, huh?
Yeah. Seen it about 3-4 times now. Finding little details in it that were surprising.
So, like, for the first time, and you got to repeat it 3 or 4 times before you get good at it. Kevin, can you please explain the glory hall experience to us?
Whose experience? Yours, mine, or Skeet's?
You're the one who's experienced with that, bro.
Yeah. Whatever. Just roll the
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Totally 50s.
Yeah, 60s, totally.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Okay. Is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple.
Somebody's going to have to explain the robot to me.
It's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit
What's
of
that, Kevin?
Okay.
Oh, Herbie? I love the Foley effect.
I never read the comics. Somebody got to explain it to me, so.
Oh, that's okay. Herbie's not from the comics.
Oh, that might explain that.
He's not.
I'm looking at this still image and I'm thinking to myself, what's more organic, the artificial being on the left or the artificial being on the right? Because the one thing I'll give Disney Marvel, as well as Disney Star Wars, is that their robotic creations do feel real, because they seem to be the only practical things they're willing to make. And everything else around it is just too pristine, too good to be true. And it creates that uncanny valley effect. This guy is just a straight up Mark Ruffalo Hulk ripoff with a new skin.
I was going to say, that's the feeling I get as well. It's a little too cookie cutter for me.
It's getting a lot of backlash, too, from like a ton of people of the look of them. But it kind of reminds me of
the voice of them.
Yeah.
Like Erwin, Badger, like just about everybody I follow is like, the voice ain't right. And I've been screaming that since the first word I heard out of his mouth. And I'm like, no, please. You sound literally like Micro from Punisher season 1, which is who the actor is. Yeah. So if you're familiar with the Punisher on Netflix, like, this is Micro, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, and it sounds exactly like him as an actor, which hopefully they'll change that and fix it in post. But like,
when I first heard this, I seriously thought it was Mark Ruffalo being the voice. Seriously,
I wouldn't be surprised.
It had that feel of reskinned Hulk from Endgame, reskinned Hulk from She-Hulk, in which Doomcock was the final boss. It just felt inorganic. It felt like a ripoff, and it felt cookie cutter, like they're using the same system, just reskinned.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I prefer the original Fantastic Four thing over this one. Like
the Corman?
Like way back. What was that? The 90s film that nobody really knows what they can only watch.
Oh yeah, the Roger Corman 94 one.
Roger Corman. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I prefer him over this thing.
Well, that was all practical, and that looked pretty dope, actually. And if they did something more modern in that style, I think it would be absolutely tremendous. Like, you don't have to go full CGI. CGI could just be in like the mouth a little bit, the eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you could, in the eyes, anything else like that. Otherwise, you could keep it pretty practical. Yeah, the poor actor's got to wear a goddamn suit, but who cares? Who gives a shit at that point?
I could see they're trying to get that 60s animation look to it, and I think that's what they're going for. but it just did not come out right.
At
Yeah.
least Galactus isn't a cloud. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep. When we get to that, I'll be a little bit happier. So
What if I told you guys that Benji was actually practical effects?
No.
Nope.
No.
Yep. Everything but his face.
Wow.
Yep. Remember, we've seen pictures of him. Like, it is a dude in
Oh yeah. I mean,
a
but
suit.
still the head,
it almost
no.
the
And-
way
and the
it's
mask, like we saw the mask,
polished
too.
this well just kind of concerns me. That's my big thing.
That probably
I don't know,
explains
like-
why it's all suit though,
Yeah.
to save money.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely. I would.
You think the shirt is going to
Sorry.
get ripped off at some point during the process, and he ends up looking more like the traditional character?
I would
Maybe.
think so. Got,
Would he
gotta
pull a
sexualize
Hulk
the thing.
Hogan and go Rockamania forever?
Yeah.
It's clobbering time.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
no.
Justin. Galactus, the cloud thing was
Yeah.
a rights issue, not a poor creative issue.
I
Okay.
did not
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
like John said in the comments there. Can you hear him saying it's clobbering time? I mean,
That's a very good point.
I can't hear it. No, I don't want to hear that.
Instead, he's going to sound, it's clobbering
Clobbering
time.
time. Yeah.
With a little bit of paprika.
Yeah, needs more garlic. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't.
Now on
turn
the
it.
chalkboard, you could see on the far left too that he was drawing a wormhole. So that connects to maybe him connecting to, yeah, because right there on the back, right behind him, there's that wormhole loop that you see. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Yep. So that kind of makes me wonder if, this is set in a different universe. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to connect. I saw this on the second time around, and I'm wondering if they're going to try to connect this into the other universes.
Yes.
Well, it's part of
I
the
mean,
multiverse saga, certainly.
Yeah.
So there will be a connection. It would also explain the idea of Tony Stark being Doctor Doom, because we do not see Doctor Doom here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world, right here. Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Flame out.
Ben has always
Flame
been a
out.
rock.
Yeah.
Johnny
shit.
is Johnny.
Eddie from Stranger Things is that guy.
Right here.
Yep.
Johnny.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Like even the kids' costumes of the thing look better than the thing. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Come on.
As a family.
Where Galactus becomes a midget.
Yeah.
And some people still feel like he's too
Yeah.
too small.
Yeah. Have you seen the other trailer of this? The
Mm.
one that shows
No.
Timus from Eternals in the ocean.
Oh.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I
Tiamat?
think. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So yeah,
I
I
think
saw
that was
one.
Captain America.
I saw one last night when I was doing my music bingo. They had a commercial up, and I'm like, oh crap! They got a link to the Eternals, so this could be in the Eternals world.
Oh no.
So I'm kind of worried about that because I'm like, oh shit, I haven't found it. I haven't had a chance today to look it up, but I was going to, but ran into a couple of things. So I had to run out of town. So, but yeah, it was like just before the scene, they showed it, boom, on this trailer on TV last night. And I'm like, no way. No way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not
that
too
just looks
excited
cool.
about that, but
Yeah. Oh,
although I appreciate
I
the
am. I
Galactus.
like Galactus. I like the Silver Surfer.
yeah.
Oh,
No
well,
show of that yet.
conspicuous by her absence, Kevin.
Yeah.
She is not here.
Wow.
Yeah.
They hid her. They didn't show any of Reed's powers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nope.
there's some elements about, and I don't like Pedro as Reed. I'm sorry. That's the, I will forgive the Thing because by comparison to who they cast as Reed, like fuck
Mhm.
off with that. Pedro's terrible. He's not Reed Richards,
No.
and nothing's going to convince me that he is.
No.
He just
Pedro Pascal is our era's Steven Seagal. Okay. The man is in everything because he has the connections to be everything. And he essentially plays the same character throughout all of his
Yeah.
projects, but
Yeah.
he's less hateable than Steven
and he can't
Seagal.
do karate.
Yeah.
And he can run.
Yeah.
Nobody runs like Pedro,
Yeah.
especially running his mouth. So
Mhm. Should have been John Krasinski.
yeah, and then we could have gotten Emily Blunt. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people don't like that casting. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was fine. So
Justin
Mhm.
is saying this is all based off of elements of Earth X. So,
Yeah.
Justin, my question to you is Doom going to be Reed in the future? Like,
Do you speak
'cause-
English?
No, I do not speak English. Oh.
when you see Reed in Earth X, in the story Earth X, Reed is dressed in Doom's armor, like out of complete guilt and basically
Mhm.
self-exile.
Yep.
oh, interesting.
Yeah,
we
that was
know
Yeah.
we know under Disney Marvel that consistency is not their forte, and the
Yeah.
whole
No.
the whole structure post Endgame has been a disaster, to put it lightly. We've gone from Kang being the main man to Doctor Doom being the main man as an antagonist, all because of some allegations, folks. And it's hard to be consistent in a multiversal story, even when you try to stay consistent and they haven't stayed consistent. So many things have gone wrong. I just don't see this doing well. If Fox couldn't make a franchise out of Fantastic Four, I definitely don't see Disney Marvel being able to do it.
Well, that's always been the big catch that everybody has said. Like, hey, Fox has made like 3 attempts at this, and Corman did an attempt at it, which not many people have seen. It is available on YouTube. You can watch the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic Four. You just got to put it in your YouTube search. If you're worried, we'll put a link in the description after the show. That being said, for years, a lot of people have heard this. I've heard it for years. We can't wait for Marvel to get their rights back, because if they can't make a Fantastic Four film good, nobody can.
Mm-hmm.
I
You're
don't.
up
I
to bat now.
personally
You got to
think-
deliver a good Fantastic Four film, but I think it needs to be great if it's really going to move anything forward. It'll make money. The question is how much.
Well, I personally don't think you can, because there have been so many attempts to try and make this
Brand damage.
and from what I've seen, at least, it hasn't been executed totally. I mean, you look at Deadpool as an example. You had the first 2 films under Fox, and then you had the third film, which was under Disney, but it was made up mostly of Fox holdouts. It managed to stay consistent, dedicated, successful, and profitable. But if they ever make a 4th Deadpool movie, I can assure you all it's going to be a disaster, because Deadpool is antithetical to Disney as a concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly he is. He has the fuck it mentality, do what you want, fuck everything, pleasure yourself. He is the antecedent to Disney, and I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that they made the movie that they did. But I like you, to your point, I don't know if they would allow it to happen full force again, let alone a franchise of continually doing that. They might, but I don't know.
Well, every single Disney Marvel project we've seen that's been successful post Endgame have been with projects that they have had little or nothing to do with. Spider-Man No Way Home is one example, and Deadpool and Wolverine is another. When Disney Marvel does not have creative control over their projects, the projects seem to do very well. So,
You mean the directors and the writers can actually do their fucking job?
Yeah.
that's why
Well,
as a legacy, as like a legacy franchise owner, as a publisher, Disney could do insanely well.
Mhm.
But as a creative outlet, it had its time as a creative outlet. Now its role, similar to Microsoft in technology, is to be a publisher and a platform for new creative endeavors to flourish.
This is what brought them to the dance, and they kind of went away from it years ago.
Yep.
But
Kind
that
of,
was
yes.
our trailer here. And Kevin, you want to kick us off? It seems like you've got some tie-in news with some of this.
Yeah.
I do. So, okay, rumor mill. What we saw there is going to involve the following. First steps is going to start out with Galactus coming to Earth and interrupting Franklin's baby shower. That's going to be the first steps. That's the party. That's the interruption, and that's what gets the family away. Johnny flies up to fly after the Silver Surfer and runs out of air.
Yeah.
And then what was the other rumor after that? Something I'm not sure.
Yeah, right, I think.
Anyway,
Oh, dear.
I had a picture of one and then a picture of two, but now there are four
Wow.
popcorn buckets for the Fantastic Four.
I didn't know about those other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the other slide because this was just so much cooler.
Yeah, no
The-
kidding. I actually
the
kind of like
best-
the thing hand with the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
best thing about this project is the popcorn holders.
Yep.
I'll say.
I wish the popcorn would like have pizza popcorn on the outside, like in the plastic itself, that looked like it was burnt, like flame burnt.
Oh, if there was a Johnny, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of funny, actually.
That would. So, I mean, I'm not upset by this movie at all. Like, I other than Pedro being Reed, I think it's pretty okay. I like the way Ben looks. Ben looks like the Thing to me. The way he sounds, yeah, historically, he's always sounded a little raspier than that, a lot gravelier, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, I'll give you guys that one for sure. Herbie being in it is just kind of like a
Doesn't bother me none. I just don't know him.
Herbie was a very annoying character in the 70s cartoon. He very much was
Okay.
like a Snarf before Snarf was that annoying.
Oh,
Yep.
That's all you had to say.
So, and then dig this. We're going to get into a little tangent here, so I apologize. Oh,
World
yes,
War
I'm
II
sorry.
propaganda.
Introduce Franklin, and then it was going to gain introducing Doom in Secret Wars, and that's where it's going to get into the Spider-Man news also. Thank you, Justin. So this is something that's going to get us on a tangent with Marvel, and not just AI specifically, but the way they treat their creators. This is part of their promotions for the movie. Who do you guys think did this piece of art?
I was going
AI.
to say World War II artists for propaganda posters. It's got that old style look to it.
A
Yes, it
little,
does.
but
Yes, it does. This is artwork by an unknown artist that looks very much like Alex Ross. And that's me complimenting it. It looks just like an Alex Ross painting. Alex Ross, who did all the covers for Earth X, all the covers for Marvels. He did so many beautiful Fantastic Four images. But this is a ripoff of his artwork. This is no credited artist. This is, of course, AI. And the internet was so very quick to point it out.
Mhm.
And goodness, people always like turn their nose when they say AI is really not that bad. Artists are just whiny. This is right here. This is exactly what the fuck we've been talking about for well over a year, that artists need to be wary of all their pictures that they post, because this fucking software is stealing their artwork, stealing their technique, and making it whatever the fuck the whoever's paying for it wants it to be at a fraction of the goddamn price.
And it creates, well, it creates this Black Mirror effect, where the creative endeavors of the people showcased on the internet, whether it's content creation or social media, gets analyzed and used as one of maybe millions of examples to create something different, that may be subtly different, but the creation is an amalgamation of millions of other things put together. You could argue that is a form of creativity, but it's force of number based creativity. Like every artist was a cell in the brain of the machine's thought process to create the picture, and all of that is done like that. That creates a black mirror. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And if that snowballed into other creative fields and into very serious domains, then the consequences could be devastating.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's terrible seeing it put somebody out of a job. This is something that Alex Ross could have gotten paid for, could have gotten credit for, but instead they're using AI and costing him money, costing an artist money. And even if it wasn't him, it's another artist that could have been given that job.
Right.
Mhm.
I think it sucks. I think it sucks. But fear not, because the next day Marvel came out and said that no, it wasn't really AI. They didn't say who the artist was. They just said, no, it's not AI.
Bullshit.
You lying motherfuckers.
Because if you go back one still, look at the far right, there's a bunch of hands. I mean, I look at a lot of AI photos all the time and pick them apart. Well, now I've blown this up on my screen all the way. Yeah, there. If you look where the red circle where number 7 is, yeah, there is just a bunch of floating hands, no bodies. The number 5 purple square in the middle, that guy, his shoulder is way too high, plus his arm is off angled to be covering his face. So yeah, there is a lot of flaws, but at the same time, it's almost like someone tried to copy and paste and then throw all the photos together, say, here, make this, photo. Because I could faintly read what the words say for what the depiction of every circle, but number 6, I could see it says head to the viewfinder, but that's how people took pictures back then. They had their right up to the viewfinder to see through it. So that one I kind of say, no, that's not true, but you got a bunch of floating arms and no people.
But the thing is that
not right.
That photographer is Phil Sheldon.
Yeah.
That is straight ripping off Alex Ross's character, Phil Sheldon. He just doesn't have the eye patch.
Yeah.
Or you're not seeing the eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's like the front ground, the front people there, that could be real. Like someone drew that or took a photo of that, but the whole background is totally AI.
Yeah.
Well, knowing an AI-based picture, if someone had an eye patch and only one eye, and the camera was looking through an eye patch, that would be a dead giveaway of an AI-based image. Because to a piece of software, it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't.
No,
it really matters to us, but it doesn't to it.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue that's creative, but it's not compelling creativity.
No.
It's to put it plainly, a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If a real person drew this damn picture, they would be more consistent.
Yeah.
With things
with
and
every
not so-
person. Yeah.
all over the map with it.
And we
Yep.
for you.
For you. I know it's not to get off on a super tangent about that part, but yeah, like that's just really rotten. That's a horrible example. And then to come out and say, no, it's not AI, you lying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Did you all like this video? If you did, hey, do us a solid, hit the like button on the way on out, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can stay tuned to all of our video content down below. This is a clip from our live streams every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern, called Deadwire Live. We have a lot of other good stuff on our channel, so please come on over, check us out, and we'll see you around.